Thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate your time this morning, and we want to tell you a little bit about Chrome OS in general, as well as some of the new announcements and some of the new technologies we're bringing to Chrome for enterprise specifically. And so I really want to cover three things. The first thing is to talk to you about how endpoints are changing as a result of people moving to the cloud and how Chrome really plays into that and our strategy and vision with that. The second thing is to talk to you about Chrome Enterprise, which is a new offering that we're introducing today that will include a variety of features and a variety of functionality for enterprise specifically. And the third thing is to talk about a collaboration that we're doing with VMware to bring together VMware's technology along with Chrome technology to really help bring companies to this cloud-first world. So to start off with, let's take kind of a step back. Now think about how we were all using computers about 10 years ago. In most cases, we were all using typically one computer, and that one computer would have all of our applications, in many cases all of our data. If we lose that computer, we would lose a lot of data along with it. We would be basically tied to that computer, and in many cases tied to being able to use that computer either behind the firewall or through VPN. And if you look at kind of where things are going right now, more and more applications have moved to the cloud. And the expectation for users is that they should be able to access their applications and their data from any endpoint anywhere. And that really changes how people think of endpoints, and then also changes how people think about computing and which employees get access to computing. And so in particular, it changes things for knowledge workers because people want to be able to be productive from anywhere and be able to access a plethora of applications of different formats from wherever they are. But in addition to that, if you look at just the number of workers that are out there are 3.2 billion workers walking into a workplace every single day, but only 750 million PCs that are out there. And so there are many employees out there that don't have PCs or don't have computers on a daily basis. Moreover, there are customers walking into places of work and stores and a variety of different places that also could benefit from access to computing. And so companies are looking to actually bring computing to more employees and to their customers for shared devices, for example, on the manufacturing shop floor or in the back of a retail store, for kiosks and for signage in the front of a store, for example, and for other use cases, for things like meetings, for example, and meeting rooms and conference rooms for video conferencing. All of these things really kind of push towards a new model of computing. Computing needs to be easier to manage. It needs to be more secure. It needs to be cost-effective and lower cost. And that's really what the new challenge is. And that is really where we've been focusing with Chrome OS. From the very beginning, the goal of Chrome OS has been to make computing better and to do it by making it simpler, more secure, and more cost-effective. And we started by building the operating system around the Chrome browser, and we've continued to add a variety of things to it to really increase productivity for users and really meet the users where they are in terms of how they want to work today. Engage all employees and then also engage customers. And then last but not least, really streamline IT operations. Make it so that devices are easy to manage, they're easy to secure, they're easy to update, and really make the total cost of ownership of a device much, much lower. And that's really what we've been able to do with Chrome OS. And this has really started to catch on with corporations. Now, Chrome OS, as many of you know, has been doing extremely well in education and is the leading device in education in the United States. But what we're now seeing is that same value proposition around low total cost of ownership and increased productivity is catching on in businesses. And these are just a few of the businesses that are using Chrome today in their workplace across a variety of different verticals, across a variety of different types of industries. And we think that this is really just the beginning. We think there are many, many more things we can do, in particular, given that more and more companies are moving to this cloud-first world. An example of this is Rent-A-Kill Initial. And Rent-A-Kill is a company that has a variety of businesses, but in particular wanted to make their pest control business and their hygiene business more effective. And so they connected a set of technologies to that, and they use Chrome devices now to track performance and usage to give them insights about these the product performance. What they were able to find using this was that there was a 33% increase in the number of traps, and they also expanded into two additional geographical regions. And they brought computing to more users within their organization and really saw real results as a result of that as well, too. So this is a great example of a company moving to the cloud and using Chrome technologies to really show actual business results. So the next thing I want to talk about is Chrome Enterprise. And so we're introducing the concept of Chrome Enterprise today that's going to include a variety of functionality that will make Chrome even better for the enterprise. To date, we've had the Chrome Device Management Console, which essentially is the place that you can go to manage your Chrome devices, and that is a part of this offering. But we wanted to expand this to really do what corporations need to really integrate Chrome into their infrastructure. And that means a few things. The first thing is productivity. How do we make sure that employees can be very productive with what they do, and are able to access the applications that they want, but also are able to have those applications be managed well? How do we make it so that that corporations can control their devices and that this can fit in well with an existing enterprise infrastructure? How can we make sure that this is the most secure platform out there, and that we can make sure that corporations are secure when they're using Chrome? And then how do we support an organization? How do we make sure that they have solid contact with Google, that they're getting updates of the technology, that we're able to be in touch with them and be able to work with them through their deployments? So all of this is now part of Chrome Enterprise, and we have a variety of offerings there that I'm going to go through that are a part of this. So the first thing with productivity, what we're seeing with corporations is that more and more companies are moving towards browser-based applications and mobile applications. But there are also a slew of applications that are already there that are Windows applications. And we want to be able to support all of these for the user and be able to be the platform that can support all of these kinds of applications. And so that's what we're doing with Chrome OS and with Chrome Enterprise. And we also want to make sure that corporations can manage these applications well. So we're able to support the full desktop version of Chrome browser, but also able to let organizations manage their browser-based applications as well. We now have also added support for Android apps on the Chromebook. And so you have now access to the 2 million plus applications that are in Google Play through the Chromebook. But what we also recognize is that corporations want to manage these applications. It gives them a choice of many great applications that are out there in the public domain, but then also they want to be able to push their own mobile applications as well. And so we have a managed Google Play Store that's a part of this offering, by which you can essentially manage exactly which applications go where for your users, and give users access to both private and public applications, and be able to push these applications to the device. And the last thing is integration with virtualization, such that users can be able to use Windows applications as well too. So companies can virtualize their Windows applications and provide access to them through Chrome OS on a variety of virtualization platforms. Another part of productivity that we think is going to be very important going forward is thinking about the form factor of the device. And we've been introducing many new types of devices that are convertible form factors, that have styluses, that have touch screens. And really what we're going after is, how do we create the ideal device such that it can be both a tablet and a laptop? Now, if you look at it right now, people really struggle to choose, do they pick a laptop or do they pick a tablet, and what do they pick it for? And what we're seeing is we should be able to have a device that does both well. One issue right now with many laptops out there that convert into tablets is that when you convert it into a tablet, there aren't mobile applications for you to use, or vice versa. They may be very good tablets, but they're not great productivity devices. Chrome OS has all of that. So when you have it as a laptop, you can multitask. You have the full, powerful version of the Chrome browser that's out there. You have multi-window. You have all of these aspects that make it a great, productive laptop. But then when you convert it to a tablet, you have access to the Android apps that are out there, and you have a touch-based interface and a touch-based UI that make it a seamless tablet as well too. And so this really makes it a great two-in-one device. We've also now added stylus support into that. And so we're now seeing this as a great application for things like note-taking, for things like using it in the field, those kinds of things that make users more productive on the go as well too. And you're going to see more of these kinds of devices and more of this type of thing. And we really believe that Chrome OS is the ideal platform for mobile productivity. The second big part of this is around control. How do we make it so that enterprises can control these devices, but also how do we integrate it well with their existing infrastructure? So one of the big elements of this is Chrome device management, and companies and schools have really loved Chrome device management to be able to manage large fleets of devices and do it very, very easily, and that's included as a part of this. But we're also including a variety of other things. We're including now integration with Microsoft Active Directory, and so customers can be able to sign in through Active Directory as well as join a domain with Active Directory. We are including things like public session support and shared support and kiosk support that are a part of this. And that's really important for shared device use cases. For example, in the back of a retail store where you want a set of users to share one device in an effective way, or in the front of a store where you want to be able to have a kiosk that customers can use. That is now part of Chrome Enterprise. And then the third and the last thing is integration with with a printing infrastructure. And we now have native integration with print infrastructure such that customers don't have to change anything to be able to print with a Chromebook, which was a pain point previously for enterprises. So let me dive into a little bit into Active Directory integration. So we've integrated a few parts. Now with a Chromebook, you can actually join an Active Directory domain. You're able to actually push policies, a set of policies from Active Directory to the Chromebook, and then you can authenticate directly to Active Directory. And what we do is when you do that, we give you the power of that login as well as a Google login to be able to give you the access to all of your applications. And this makes it so that users and administrators can use these devices like they use any other laptop, and it really reduces that switching cost for both users as well as IT. The third big aspect of Chrome Enterprise is security, and much of this is built into Chrome OS, and then we've added to this with a set of protections for Enterprise. So built into Chrome OS, into every Chromebook, is security all the way down to the hardware. And every Chromebook has a hardware security module that's required. So we have a chain of trust all the way down to the hardware. What that lets us do is we can then provide a set of services that make Chrome extremely secure. So for example, we have a system called Verified Boot, by which we check, because of this chain of trust, we're able to check the OS on every single boot and figure out has it been infiltrated or not. And if it has, we can back up to a second partition that is a known secure partition. And so those kinds of things really protect a user without having to do things like antivirus and a variety of things that people have to do on other platforms today. And then in the OS itself, we provide a variety of protections beyond that. We're secure from boot up to shutdown with things like privilege separation, and then in addition to that, process sandboxing to make sure that applications can't interact with each other in a nefarious way. And then we also encrypt every user's data separately on the Chromebook with a separate key, such that when the second user gets access to a Chromebook, there's no way they can get access to the first user's data. So this makes Chromebooks a very shareable device, but securely shareable, which is a very unique thing that we're seeing a lot of companies really gravitate towards. And last but not least, and very importantly, we do automatic updates. We update the Chromebook every 6 weeks, but we also make it such that we're able to patch Chromebooks instantly and very, very quickly if there is an issue. And this really makes it so that you don't have to go through the every year or 2 years major sets of updates. For enterprise customers, we also include a couple of additional things. We make it so that you can enroll these devices within our infrastructure. And so you have an added set of security and control over these devices. And we make sure that it cannot be unenrolled. So once you've enrolled a device, it stays enrolled, and your corporate settings and your policies will stay there as a result of that. And then we also provide control over those updates as well. So if companies want to test an update before they push it out, they can do that. And so that's a service that's a part of Chrome Enterprise. Last but not least is how we support customers. So included with Chrome Enterprise is 24/7 customer support for any product questions and deployment support for the OS, for the cloud layer, for a variety of the parts of this product. And we include features that make it easier for IT administrators to support their users. So for example, being able to configure remote access for managed devices and provide IT support from the cloud. These kinds of things make these devices easier to support, and what we've seen is that as a result of this, Chromebooks have had a much lower total cost of ownership than any other device out there. Another thing that we're introducing is integration with a variety of other partners, and in particular with a select set of EMMs and ISVs. We recognize that people manage their devices from a variety of different places, and they integrate their devices with a variety of different software out there, and we want to make this possible with Chromebooks and make unified endpoint management possible as well too. And so we're beginning to offer that, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. To begin with, we have a variety of partners that have integrated with the Chromebook, and you can see the set of partners here range from OEMs all the way through to infrastructure providers, to app providers, to content management providers for digital signage, all kinds of different applications that are available and different services that are available with the Chromebook. But one thing that we're announcing today is a collaboration with VMware to really combine together our technology with VMware's technology to make it very easy for customers to go to this cloud world and get their applications into the right place. So what this does is it combines together a lot of the benefits of Chrome that we already talked about, the variety of devices that are out there, the speed, the simplicity, the security, the shareability of these devices, and then everything we mentioned with Chrome Enterprise. And it combines it with VMware's offerings, things like AirWatch, to be able to, from one interface, be able to manage all of your devices, and now including Chromebooks. Things like Workspace ONE, by which you'll have a consistent workspace, whichever device you go to, and access to all of your applications regardless of the platform of those applications. And then be able to sign in once and then be signed into all of those applications as well too. And things like Horizon, which let you take those applications and run it in a virtual layer and be able to then access it from a Chromebook. What this really does is it makes a lightweight and secure layer for Chromebooks such that you can pick up any Chromebook, log in, and have access to all of your applications regardless of platform, but it lets you be able to manage your applications and manage your devices from one central place as well too. So there are a few parts of this that VMware really kind of adds on top of this with AirWatch. So we provide a variety of functionality around device management, but with AirWatch on top of this, you're able to do have a single management tool for all of your devices. You're able to have proactive security features that AirWatch provides on top of the inherent security that we provide with Chrome OS. You have a consistent experience for users in IT, no matter which device they go to, and then you also have a set of analytics and insights that are provided as a part of the AirWatch suite. And so these things combined together give you kind of that full control and full visibility over all your devices. With Workspace ONE and with Horizon, you have that ability now really to access those three types of applications we talked about before. Browser-based applications, mobile applications, and Windows applications. But with Horizon being able to move that to virtualized infrastructure, and with Workspace ONE having a way to actually access all of those applications as well and sign into all of those applications. And so that makes it so that users can be very productive in the way that they're used to, but have a much better computing infrastructure with Chromebooks. So in conclusion, What we're really trying to provide is smart, secure, and cloud-connected solutions for the enterprise with all of the things we're talking about. With organizations that are moving to the cloud, providing them with Chrome OS, which is designed for the cloud, providing them with Chrome Enterprise, which makes this a great fit for enterprise, and then integrating with sets of partners to increase the value of this offering and make it such that it's an integral part of the overall enterprise. And this is just a view for you of what's in Chrome Enterprise. And you can see that on top of Chrome OS has a variety of features that are there with any Chromebook that's out there. And then we've added a set of features that are specific to enterprise with the Chrome Enterprise offering that's offered at a $50 per device annual license. And this makes it so that you're able to manage these devices well, integrate with your enterprise, and then have features that are there within Chrome OS that are specific to enterprise. So please go ahead and visit this site, and you'll be able to actually see more about Chrome Enterprise.